It's the Chicago Sky on the road taking Gatorade starting lineups for the Sky.
Chicago late after losing point guard Court. How to fill that huge void without her.
The Sky win the tip. Your officials, Eric Bruton, Kevin Fahey, and Marcy Williams. Nurse thought about the three. Pump fake. Here's Reese in the corner. 10 to shoot. Cross-court pass. Allen, the drive. Baseline jumper. Too strong. And Charles with the rebound. And 7 out of the last 8 against Chicago. But the Sun, a completely different looking team than what they've been in the last couple of years, as Sheldon will try the three and knocks it down.
And I love to see that Sheldon coming off scoring 15 points in their last outing. She's feeling confident offensively.
Ice, when we talked to both Mabry and Charles, they single-handedly pointed out Sheldon as a player that could be breaking through right now for the Suns. 6 to shoot for Nurse. Reese up top, looking for Cardoso down low. Ball batted away. Mabry on the floor to scoop up the rock. Rena Mabry talked about trying to run the show. Mabry for 3. Back-to-back triples to help the Sun get this party started.
The three-point line.
Mabry traded from the Sky to the Sun midway through the season. Last year, she and Nelson Adota, the only returning players for Connecticut. Fine, Nelson Adota tangled up down low, and Chicago will generate the steal.
Yeah, great help defense by Kia Nurse, just making a play on the ball and getting that steal for the Sky.
Nurse on the perimeter. Chicago is coming off a loss on the road at Atlanta, and it's Sheldon that scoops up the loop.
Back-to-back turnovers for Chicago, not how they want to start. And the Sun make it count. Mabry downhill, and it's a quick 8-0 run.
Connecticut shining bright in the early going. And already 2 turnovers, 0 field goals for Chicago. A huge absence for the Sky.
It is tough to replace one of the best passers this game has ever seen, but also the veteran leadership. But Chicago can figure it out if they play inside out. The ball needs to be the fastest object on the floor for the Sky today.
They go inside to Cardoso, and that is a foul. Nelson Adota can't believe it. She thought she got a clean block. And it's going to be her first personal.
I like that action, though. Not a ton of depth at the point guard position for the Chicago Sky. Right now, they have Kia Nurse filling in, but Haley Van Lith is the only kind of true point is left on their roster.
And Tiffany, you were just listening to Tyler Marsh in that last huddle for Chicago.
Just listening to him, and he was imploring this team. Everybody has got to pick it up, is what he said. Remember, he said consistency is the theme for them.
We says their advantage, but post-entry passes are so important. They need to take their time and better set them up to give Cardoso and Reese good passes inside.
Cardoso and Reese coming off double-figure games, and Olivia Nelson Odota, the UConn product, misses both full injuries. She returns, and checking into the game, Bria Hartley, number 14 for Connecticut, getting her first run of the afternoon. Atkins inside, intercepted by Charles. She'll start the break. Hartley on the wing, looking for Charles. Post up, Charles, patient, fading away. Oh, that is one of the all-time greats with a smooth stroke.
Charles fading away over the smaller Kia Nurse. She's made that time and time again in her career. And Angel Reese, I actually like that she shoots that shot from the outside. You have to force the defense to guard you.
To your point, they brought both defenders off of Reese, the double team Atkins. Here's Charles, another jumper, no good. Rebound to Reese.
Chicago could also look to find something in transition a bit if they can get stops.
To your point, the point guard position for Chicago, it'll be point guard by committee essentially. Cardoso galloping through the lane, good attempt, just short. Three. Mabry already with 5 points, poked away. Reese gets the loose ball. Reese, Mabry, one-on-one. Reese gets undercut, falls to the floor, and that's going to be a foul on Mabry, her first.
Angel Reese.
Reese has been double figures in the last 2 games as she hits the free throw, continues to lead the W in rebounding like she did.
And what I'm hearing as well is we know that the Skyscrapers are tall, 6'3" and 6'7", but use their bodies and their physicality to their advantage inside.
See the Sky, 3 turnovers, still looking for their first field goal. Hartley dancing with Allen, goes off the window, just off angle, and Reese another board. Already her 3rd of the game. Atkins, clean look from up top, can't connect. Sheldon with the board. Chicago trying to scramble and transition defense. Charles left open off the front of the rim.
Floor, though, trying to get an easy early post up.
Cardoso seals off. Great catch. Short. Goes up the second time and puts it in.
A really nice pass by Ariel Atkins to throw it. And a good job by Cardoso to stick with it and finish. First
field goal of the game for the Sky. Cuts the lead to 4. Mabry will reset the offense. Pump fake. Lost Nurse. Looking for the 3. Off target. Sheldon. A very casual offensive rebound, and she is fouled. NBA app. J.C. Sheldon getting the start in place of Sanaya Rivers, who was out with an illness. And already Sheldon with 4 quick points. And
defender. And here lately for Connecticut, she started to find her scoring. And that's something they really need. They need another person to decide. This would be huge for the Sun.
Haley Van Lith checks in for Chicago for Connecticut. Kariata Diaby into the game. Atkins to the corner. Van Lith sets her feet, rattles in, and they rule it a 3. So a much-needed outside shot. Van Lith with some early dividends off the bench.
Yeah, when Chicago can get a piece of the paint, they're going to collapse the defense and then look to kick. Good sign early to see Haley Van Lith knock it down from the outside.
Jalen Brown also in for Connecticut off the pine. 5 to shoot. Mabry draws 2. Diaby inside, can't handle it, poked away by the Sky. Here's Reese running the floor. She'll patiently pull it out. Atkins over 2 defenders, sticks the midi.
I love that connection between Reese and Atkins. A fantastic, get right to her midi pull-up, and that's where she thrives.
And you get the sense Chicago has really started to settle in after not the cleanest start, and the defense fueling it right now. Reese forces another turnover, runs the break. Nurse from the corner, on call for the 3.
And that right there is what Skytown wants to.
Eastern on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. It's a 12-2 Chicago run, and another stop for the Sky. Angel Reese has been sensational over the last couple of minutes.
Active, she's getting tips, deflections, steals on the ball. We often talk about her rebounding, but her defense here early has been the difference.
The Sky, 4 for their last 6, and that's going to be a traveling call against Cardoso. She just took 1 extra, their 8-0 start. Their offense is cooled down. Sheldon trying to drive through defenders. Van Lith rips it away. And Chicago feels like that was off the thigh of Sheldon, and it's one of those 50-50 calls. Chicago already in the first corner. Mabry trying to shake Atkins. Shot clock winding down. Mabry with a rainbow 3, no good. Allen scoops it up.
Reminds me what Marina Mabry told us yesterday about sometimes when she plays the 2, it's a little bit easier, she feels like, for players to guard her because they can keep her in one area. In that possession, she only touched the ball once.
Atkins, the pump fake, too strong off the glass. Charles claims it. Mabry just under 2.5 left here in the first quarter. Mabry draws 3 defenders, hits the brakes, can't. Now you see Chicago a little bit more measured in their pace. Atkins coming off the screen, draws 2. Cardoso interrupted. And how about Brown coming? Won't spoil it for our fine viewers here. Charles down low, left hand, off glass, it's good.
Textbook. A nice guard over that right shoulder.
Half-court offensive execution for Chicago. That's what they're trying to find more of. Allen, free throw line jumper, no good. Mabry, another rebound. This time down the floor, Charles has plenty of room, goes over Van Lith, just rolls out. Diaby chases it down, excellent hustle. Charles fading away, you pointed it out. Textbook fadeaway.
Man, and because she really gets that separation.
Lindsey Allen back on the floor for the first time in 6 games for the Sun. Was dealing with hamstring and Achilles issues. Another reserve guard, Van Lith knocked. Now it's an opportunity. Van Lith to Reese, power dribble. Shot clock winding down. That is going to be a shot clock violation.
Communication, not always happening.
Allen defended by Van Lith. Charles gallops with the right hand. The hook, no good. Loose ball. A tussle over it in the corner. And Elizabeth Williams able to reclaim it for the Sky.
The Sky should go. They got numbers right now.
Atkins to Van Lith to the corner. Allen, open look, no good off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound to Van Lith. About an 11-second difference between shot and game clock at the moment. Atkins will flatten it out. Attack Brown one-on-one. Atkins kicks it. Baseline jumper. Williams no good. Rebound. Brown. Clock winding down. 6 seconds left. Can't get it to Mabry. Interrupted. Atkins will have one more chance. Brown steals it. So back-to-back defensive possessions negate any last-second shot. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. 16.
Play college basketball at LSU, and she was always that emotional leader for the Tigers. The same fits here for Chicago. When she's up, when she's excited, when she's playing fierce, so are they.
Brown in and out three, getting back into the game when you're on the floor.
Well, she's also played well to start. She knocked down a three right away. I believe also got an offensive rebound, so she's been active. Beautiful ball movement on Cardoso. Not able to finish.
Second year, was the 3rd overall pick last year, made the all-rookie team last season as well, and 5 points, 1 of 3 from the field, but has drawn a handful of fouls against the Sun in the early going.
Nephew of size, 6'7", she practically needs a touch every time down the floor.
Diaby looks to flip it over. Allen on the dribble. Allen draws 2. Nice find. Nelson Ododa can't finish, and already the shot pressure coming in from Chicago.
Yeah, just that help defense and rotation from Elizabeth Williams to contest. Same action, Jordan. That time, better defended by the Sun.
Nelson Ododa ripped it away, and Allen will bring it down. Allen sets her feet for 3. Off target, Allen with the board. Van Lith uses the Cardoso screen. She rolls. Looking for the baseline teammate. Up top, back to Allen. Banham into the game for 3, and the former Sun player sticks it to her former team.
Now basketball. Started with Cardoso on the baseline.
Great catch by Nelson Ododa, and Mabry now look to work off the screen. Pitter-patter dribble to the corner. Allen, Nelson Ododa, mid-range jumper, no good. Good action, though. Banham will try another 3. This time doesn't get the friendly bounce. Might be the different jersey. Banham, 42 of her 53 shot attempts this year have been from 3, so that is what she does. Mabry patiently creating some separation and hits the jumper over Van Lith.
I can see that coming, and then created a little space in the mid-range.
Van Lith fighting through traffic, tough finish, drops in.
She yells, and 1 after. Go ahead, Rook.
Offensively, that has infected everybody. Mabry, deep 3, cans it. Mabry now with 10 points, 4 of 7 from the field. Her second triple. Van Lith fighting through some physicality, flips the pass to Williams. Williams, patient, fading away. Perfection on the block.
I love the patience from Elizabeth Williams. On 1 inside. Ooh.
Step back, off target. Heat check there for Mabry.
Sometimes it just takes you getting a few minutes in a row to see a shot go down. But Van Lith certainly looks comfortable on the floor.
Cardoso left all alone. And Mabry going to be fouled by Cardoso. Shelton back to the game. So is Bria Hartley, curling, catching, casting, and connects.
That stagger screen. Good knockdown.
Pair of screens here for Atkins. Reese rolls, dishes it off. Williams, nice finish, and an excellent find by Reese.
We continue to see that action for Chicago. They are hitting the rolling along the baseline. That post-to-post pass looks really strong for Chicago.
Already the 3rd assist for Angel Reese to go along with 4 rebounds and 2 steals. Hartley dumps it off to Charles, 6 to shoot. Flips the pass, Nelson Ododa, another nice snag. This time muscling through, fading away. No good.
Williams all over her in the post. Great defense.
Reese on the break again, 1-2 step, and that's going to be a foul on Nelson Ododa, and Angel Reese stepping on the gas, rewarded with the free.
The amount of games, she also said we all know who did it first, but then she did add that. It's really beautiful.
You have to look at the fact for Angel Reese, the double-doubles that she's achieved and been very efficient, and now extends the Chicago lead to 4. And she has really spearheaded this comeback, and earlier, so difficult sometimes when you get in that trail position. Mabry, long 3 off the heel. Reese now with her 6th rebound. Banham driving.
Good decision. Good decision. You don't have anything there, pull it back out and run your offense.
Atkins, 8 to shoot. Wants some space. Trying to work with Williams off of one leg, long shot. Mabry the rebound.
A very tough shot, but well defended by J.C. Sheldon.
Diaby on the block, poked away from behind. Loose ball. Hartley trying to control the dribble, does near midcourt. 10 to shoot, still plenty of time for the Sun. Hartley, the switch, crosses over Reese. This time Sheldon in the corner, open look. Little string music from...
Bria Hartley, nifty off the dribble, one of New York's finest. Finds Sheldon in the corner. Oh, good tip by J.C. Sheldon. You see the energy that she brings immediately. And then in transition, Sun on the run.
Of Connecticut's 28 points. Here's Reese, waiting for some traffic to develop. This time we'll put on the floor against Charles, goes glass. What a finish by Angel.
Didn't see a guard open, took it herself, and went up strong and composed.
Diaby down low, balance, and the finish.
Great job by the Sun.
First bench points of the game for the Sun. Chicago, a 12-2 advantage in that category. Atkins, the handoff from Williams. Sheldon trying to shadow her. Reese in the corner. Reese looking to operate, finds Nurse. Open look on the baseline. Angel Reese operating the Chicago offense with her 4th assist of the game.
Having that baseline, being a threat first, and then finding the open teammate. Kia Nurse lethal from corner threes.
Second triple of the game for Nurse. Charles picks up her dribble. Hartley this time, strong drive. Met by Williams, the floater no good. Diaby, offensive rebound, chopped at. Stolen by Atkins, then Sheldon going to be called for. It's interesting how she also said Tina Charles will sometimes let her know when she needs to turn the temperature up a little bit with a rookie and sometimes to back down as Reese is no good on the jumper. That ball cast.
It's interesting.
There's over 2 minutes left here in the first half. Mabry wide open, catch and fire 3. She's got 13 here in the first half.
And that is a beautiful quick hitter from head coach Mezione. Just getting Mabry off that little ghost action for a 3.
Reese on pace for a career high in assists this game. Dumps it off to Nurse. Shot clock winding down. Nurse met by Diaby, who quickly hustles over to tie. Run the show again. Whips a pass to Hartley in the corner. Her 3 in and out.
That was another quick hitter action though. Diaby has set a flare screen. Wide open jump shot for the Sun. That's what you want.
And you talked to Coach Mezione about quick shots, and what he thought about them as Atkins pumps a much-needed triple for Chicago.
Oh, we had the perfect angle right foot left her hand.
Under a minute left here in the first half. Charles rolling. Draws 2. Charles patient. Short. Atkins will rush it down the floor.
They missed Kia Nurse in the corner. She was open.
Reese calling for the ball down low. Allen sets her feet. No good on the 3. Diaby with the board. 12-second differential between...
The 2 for 1 here.
Sheldon, the drive, stops on a dime. Tough shot, no good. Chases down her own miss. Pokes it alive.
Who wouldn't love to have a player like J.C. Sheldon on your roster?
Differential now. Mabry, in and out dribble. Deep 3. Oh! Call me Mabry! Her 4th 3 of the half. She's got 16. Atkins 5, 4, 3. Atkins trying to fight through. Last second look. Nurse gets it off. Oh, it's good. Right on call. Kia Nurse matches with a huge 3.
All their threes. On the other side for the Sky, 4 different players have knocked down a triple. So you're seeing more of that balanced scoring attack.
Mabry, the game's leading scorer, with 16 points, 4 of 8 from beyond the line. Here is Nelson Ododa, tough finish, and gets one of those much-needed layups that Coach was saying they were missing.
I love that finish from Nelson Ododa. Started on the right side and then pivoted along the baseline to finish on the left.
Allen up top. Cardoso trying to carve out some real estate down low. Reese had 4 assists in the first half. Dumps it off. Cardoso. Power dribble goes right up.
Strong. There by Cardoso. Post-to-post passes.
Charles, how many times have we seen that in her illustrious career?
Not enough. I love watching Tina Charles play. One of my all-time favorites. And talking to her yesterday, you can see how she's one of the best legends that...
Charles now with 10 points, 4 rebounds. Mabry down low, trying to muscle one up, blocked by Allen. Excellent defense. Nurse ahead, gets past the secondary for an easy lay-in.
I love that pass from Ariel Atkins, who puts up her hands, ball up the floor. Those are those easy layups the Sky have been begging to get this season.
That's something Bears fans hope they see this NFL season as well. Here it is, Charles at the foul line. Another jumper, no good. Nelson Ododa poked away.
With her right now, guys, but I'll keep you updated to see if she goes in the game.
Yeah, thanks, Tiffany. Mabry catching fire, 3. Oh, popcorn's in, her 5th triple of the afternoon.
For Mabry to get open.
She came into this game 5th in the W with 23 made threes. She now sits at 28 and have a feeling moving up that list.
And she told us yesterday she felt like she hadn't been shooting the 3 as well this season, that she knows she's capable of doing better, but today, been lights out.
That's going to be a foul on Nelson, a point, in case you heard some background noise right there. Very adamant about that. Atkins off target, no good. Nelson Ododa, who just picked up. Mabry scurries down the floor, trying to beat the defense back on their heels. Charles catches in traffic. Fading away off one leg. Mabry skirts on the baseline, picks up the rebound. Mabry this time knocks Nurse off balance. Charles can't hit it, and the physicality started to turn up a notch here.
And the other thing is Mabry and Charles log a lot of minutes, so sometimes there can be a little bit of a lull in that 3rd quarter.
Another nice find. Allen off the handoff, flips it over to Nurse. Cardoso catch, kept the pivot foot down, but it...
Mabry has to value the ball a little bit more in that possession.
Allen with the interception, Cardoso, the catch on the baseline, back up top. Chicago will reset. Nurse calling for a screen. Atkins, 7 to shoot, Cardoso rolls, catch, Cardoso over the top, can't get it. Reese fights for the rebound, and a foul, and this time gets a little chippy, and a shove on Nelson Ododa. And listen, this arena, typically we'll see some ringside fights, and Charles this time trying to fight through the official, points a long finger in the face of Reese. We said it. The temperature was rising during this 3rd quarter. It is evident in that last exchange as both teams walk to their respective corners as the words go back and forth, and nothing but smiles from uses the Reese screen, cross-court pass, intercepted, but Reese scoops it up. Then Reese tries to leave it off for Onyenwere.
Oh, Hartley actually went up to Reese, looked like she apologized again and gave her a pat on the back, guys. So bygones be bygones.
Works for us. Physicality remains, and the chippiness is calm. And now it's Charles versus Reese, and that's going to be another foul against Reese, her 3rd. And let's see. How did the Sky try to find that equilibrium that they were able to do in the 1st quarter?
Back into the game. Can they get a good set offensively?
Charles connects on both free throws. He's got 12 points. Defended by Charles now. Reese, the drive, kicks it out. Van Lith thought about it. 10 to shoot. Van Lith running. Short. Gets her own miss. Onyenwere muscling into the paint. Strong tank. And the Chicago bench has been sensational in this game.
I love that take from Onyenwere. Just really strong, like you said. Dipped that shoulder, got a little separation. She's a bigger guard in this league.
Hartley flips it back to Mabry. She's had the hot hand. In and out dribble. Tosses a pass to Charles. Charles, 1-2 step, drops in. She's got 14.
That is also with her hands straight up.
Van Lith hesitation dribble, flips it up. Fouled by Charles on the help defense. So Haley Van Lith, you mentioned, showing the aggressiveness with a club of 5 Elite Eights in 5 years in college basketball. Of course, started her career at Louisville, played with Angel in a given game. The challenge of staying ready and then producing when you step on the floor.
It's such a challenge, and then you're just adjusting to the game, the physicality, the pace. And also Haley Van Lith playing the point guard.
I want to run more of the point. We have to make sure as a team, if we face adversity, we have to be able to fight through it, especially with some of our young core.
And really offensively, sometimes that looks as simple as getting the best shot, taking a great shot and not a good shot.
Atkins from Reese fires the three. It's short. Excellent box in transition. Looking to push the pace. Mabry gets the handoff. And that's a travel on Onyemwere. Nice find. Reese gathers. Reese goes up a little too strong. Nelson Ododa closes out the possession.
And that's only the fourth shot attempt by Angel Reese.
And a fouling punch off the bench here for Chicago.
6 points, 2 of 3. So I felt that she's done a good job of both.
Nelson Ododa misses the second. 3-point lead quarter. Both teams at 2-7. First of 4 matchups between these two teams on the season. Atkins whips a pass to Reese. Shot clock at 6. Onyemwere fouled on the drive, and they're going to count the basket. Onyemwere in her 5th year out of UCLA has a season high of 5 points in just 3 minutes. For Connecticut, their offense is stalled out a little bit here. They've gone a couple of minutes without a field goal. Here's Sheldon waiting for Mabry to come off the screen. Catch, shoots. Reese with another board, number 9 for her. Reese, strong drive right into the chest of Nelson.
Off 2 feet and just give a little shot fake. You know she wants to block your shot. Get the defense up in the air and then find an angle to finish.
Atkins, long 2, no good. Reese, offensive rebound for her 10th. Gets the foul and the bucket. Angel Reese guiding Chicago. Rebounds, 8 points, 7 assists. Now with 9 points. Plenty of time left for her to get a potential triple-double, already at a career-high 7 assists. Charles, the finger roll, no good. Williams fights for the board. Wants to try and push it. Crossover dribble, draws 3. Reese up top. She'll try the triple.
Earlier. I thought there was another option down low.
But she generates the steal, and right now Atkins is still at the opposite free throw line. Williams fouled by Charles, but it's said, keep an eye on Williams. She is somebody that can really help give us a boost.
Of operating the baseline and relocating for her guards to find her.
Williams was the 4th overall pick in 2015 by Connecticut. It's over 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter, and that's going to be a foul off the... Charles wants the 3, and the vet buries it.
Tina can do it all. She shoots 33% from the 3 this season.
17 points, and then this time in the W in scoring in her 14th season. Still with plenty of vigor, as I like to say, after chatting with her.
Plenty.
Van Lith, the left-handed drive. Haley Van Lith showing out this after.
Getting to her dominant hand. Nice finish in the paint.
With the absence of Courtney Vandersloot, Rachel Banham has also shared that load a little bit for Chicago.
Banham and Kia Nurse have consistently played the 2 position over the course of their careers. Haley, and one of the best scoring point guards we saw in the country.
Yeah, she averaged just over 15 points per game. She now has a season high 8. Banham, backdoor cut. A little smooch off the wall.
Deny Banham the basketball on the 3 because of how great a shooter she is. That time, she takes what the defense gives and attacks backdoor.
Hartley to the corner. Allen, no good on the 3. Volleyballed alive. Mabry chases it down. Diaby. Run a 2-man game with Mabry. They send 2 defenders. Nice find. Ball is moving. Charles sinks another jumper.
Just shuffled over a few feet to make herself available at the free throw line.
Ariel Atkins back out on the court, on the sideline with ice on the side of her head, on her ear. And Onyemwere, no good.
The rebound.
Oh, but Reese with another rebound.
Huge competitor.
First one's good for Reese. She's got it's her 5th double-double of the season. Hits both free throws. More here in the 3rd quarter. Got a 10-second differential between shot and game. Mabry trying to get it to Diaby, and 12 seconds left. Van Lith up top, defended by Allen. Here comes a pair of screens for Van Lith. Hesitation dribble. Onyenwere nearly loses it. Banham eyeing the clock. The long three, no good, but Chicago maintains control of this game. A 5-point lead.
J.C. Sheldon active on the outside. You'll put Chicago in rotations, which is what you want to do.
Angel Reese, 10 rebounds, 11 points, 7 assists. Onyenwere spinning. What a finish.
From head coach Tyler Marsh. Why not post up Mabry and get Onyenwere, who's been knocking down shots today, a high percentage look?
26-2 advantage for Chicago from their bench. Allen, tough take, can't get her own miss. Rebound. Banham comes off the Reese screen. Reese rolling, another dish. Williams to the cup, and Chicago in perfect rhythm right now.
It's getting too easy for Angel Reese, even before the rotations are made. Beautiful dump off to Williams.
The scorebook has 9 assists at the moment for Angel Reese. That's going to be an offensive foul against Diaby. Williams stuck her chin right against Chicago.
She has played such a complete game of basketball up until this point.
12 to shoot. Van Lith draws 2. Excellent defense from Connecticut. Hartley shoots the gap. Numbers for Hartley. The Euro step and the finish off the glass.
That's a great coast-to-coast bucket from Bria Hartley. And Haley Van Lith now should probably expect to see double teams on the drives. But I love that, though. This time, what does she do? Reject the screen. Go away from the defense.
Van Lith in 16 minutes of action, 9 points, 3 rebounds. That's a NBA season comes off the heels of the college season and how quickly they got to adjust.
Now, I'll tell you, one of the first things I actually thought about when Courtney Vandersloot went down is that Haley Van Lith wouldn't get to learn as much from her and absorb that information from a vet. But I'm sure Sloot is somewhere watching this game, really proud of what Haley Van Lith is showing from the point guard position.
Charles misses the hook shot. She had 11 points in the 3rd quarter. Here's Van Lith again, right down the paint. The floater trickles in. Haley Van Lith. Now, and Tiffany, how about the encouragement from Angel towards her former LSU teammate?
Oh, yeah, lots of it. There was a moment there on the bench where Angel
Reese as Marina Mabry heads to the line after getting fouled by Banham. And this is where Mabry talked about it, where if my team is down, I need to start handling the ball more at the point. And with 7:39 left in this game, still enough time for a comeback, but they're going to have to be very efficient moving forward.
Definitely not time to panic, but to me, where it starts for Connecticut is on the defensive end. Can they get a stop?
Connecticut putting the very quick defensive-minded Sheldon on Van Lith, who's had no issues getting to the cup the last couple of possessions.
Oh, nice.
Williams, the show and go. It's a no, but Angel with the rebound.
And smart by Haley Van Lith. You don't see anything open right away, run your offense.
Van Lith crossover, Banham open in the corner, sails over the rim.
It's a good look, though. Rachel Banham catch and shoot in the 3. Any coach.
Hartley right into the body of Van Lith, and she takes the choke in the Chicago sky with how well Van Lith has been playing.
And I tell you what, of course Haley Van Lith is feeling good. She's being productive. Her team is winning. But also the momentum and the confidence that gives her team.
Atkins, a huge triple. And the lead is now 12.
Execution, because Connecticut went into a zone on that possession. So Atkins lined it up from the outside.
Hartley whips a pass back to Nelson Ododa. Here is Mabry, 8 to shoot, driving on Onyenwere, tries to create a little separation. No good on the shot. Rebound to Cardoso.
It's important to note for Connecticut how tougher the shots for Tina Charles and Marina Mabry get as time winds down here.
Chicago, 7 of 18 from 3, shooting 39%. They came into this game shooting under 30% from 3. As a team, Reese, cross-court pass deflected off the hand of Mabry. Van Lith has to put it up, and she does not beat the shot clock. Just that's the Mystics and Mercury. Chance for some home cooking for a team that has been on the road here for a couple of games. Nelson Ododa, drive, fouled by Cardoso. Just to work off the ball here in these half-court sets. Hartley, step back three, no good off the heel. Charles, easy rebound. Mabry, quick trigger once again, no good for her. Bit of a lid on the...
Those are those open looks that she feels like she needs to hit.
Atkins looking to operate. Atkins, Van Lith, the pump fake, nearly lost her balance, foul by Hartley.
So now the paint, the Red Sea has parted, and they've been attacking the gun.
Van Lith for three, no good. And Angel has been 5 to shoot. Pressures on Chicago. Cardoso, foul line jumper, no good. Nelson Ododa, the rebound.
If you're Connecticut, this is an important possession. You need a bucket here.
The foul trouble for both teams. Just under 5 minutes left to play in this game, and we have a foul sinking in for both squads. Charles lines up the jumper, no good. Van Lith hounded by Sheldon. She falls to the deck. Has to pick up her dribble, and then we have a timeout. Reese, Cardoso, Atkins, and Van Lith all in double figures this afternoon. Hartley, step back three, it's short. Connecticut now 7 of 21 from the field here in the second half.
And I don't love that possession because at this point in the game, Marina Mabry needs to have the ball in her hands. Tina Charles needs to get a touch.
Van Lith outside, Atkins whips it around. Open look, Onyenwere, no good.
And you got to go in transition. You got to start to think score quickly here.
Going back to what Mabry said in the meeting yesterday. She wants to try and run the point in these late game situations. Nelson Ododa, though, getting a much needed basket for Connecticut.
Beautiful finish. Nice step. Happy to have her back. She brings so much activity on both sides of the basketball.
The comfort and composure of Van Lith running the show here in the absence of Vandersloot for the season.
And Tyler Marr showing full confidence in her. She has played the majority of this
Her first career triple-double, just the second in the W this year, and it's the first Sky triple-double.
But her having it with assists and the way she's facilitated today, she has taken her game up another level.
Her career high in assists coming into this game was 4. Mabry has to put it up. Desperation heave. Cardoso the rebound. 14-point advantage for Chicago. Just over 2 minutes left. Have responded with tremendous energy in this one. Hartley shoots the gap. 2-on-1 opportunity. Hartley with the left hand and an easy lay.
A tough stretch playing the Liberty and the Dream on the East Coast. Coming into Connecticut.
Van Lith, again, that crossover just gets her so wide open off the dribble. 5 seconds left to shoot. Reese, Van Lith, the rookie. Oh, the youngster.
What a timely spark, a timely game from Hailey Van Lith. We're still so early in the season. Only the 10th game for both of these teams. But a good sign to see HBL figuring it out.
Nelson Ododa, nice fake. Sheldon rips down the rebound, goes right back up with it. Now,
I'm going to prophesize that at the end of the season, J.C. Sheldon will be the 3rd player in double figures for the Sun. I believe that she has that in her bag to be able to consistently play both sides of the basketball and score in double figures.
This time, scoops up the loose change, feeds it to Hartley. Hartley blocked by Van Lith. Sheldon this time.
So Connecticut Sun is going to play to the very end.
Van Lith hits another tough one. And you see the smile on her face as she...
To the end. I love it. I love what I'm seeing from Hailey Van Lith.
36 bench points for Chicago to just 2 for Connecticut. Cardoso with the block, and that might put a bow on it. Chicago comes into town. They were 2-7. They were fighting adversity. Injuries are their star players, but the bench and Angel Reese put together a titanic performance, and the sky is clear for Chicago as they get the win. So for Isis